3, 2, 1, let's go!
Shall we have breakfast together?
Warning, what I'm about to show you might be scary, but it's okay because we didn't eat everything that was on the plate. Now, if you are triggered by flour things or breaded chicken, skip ahead a couple minutes. What we do is we don't eat the crust. We'll take a couple slices of pizza and we'll just eat the tops off of them. So we eat the cheese, the sauce, and if there's like chicken or veggies on it, it's still compliant. Trigger warning. Thrift store, but we thought, let's chat a little bit. We were talking at the restaurant, which you just saw, so don't freak out. It's okay. If you skip past it, that is okay. That it's different than before, because before when we would go to a buffet, you would eat, and then you would just want dessert after, and nothing like hit the spot.
Yeah, and there's such peace now. Like, after your meal is done, you're not in torture mode. When the waitress comes back, do you want dessert? There's not that fight, that inner struggle like I would have so much. And I would get so mad if my mom was like, no, and I'd be like, oh, that's not right. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the night, you would scarf your healthy food, but then you were just scarfing so you get that sweet thing. And now there's just so much peace because after you're done eating, it's peaceful. You don't even need it.
It's, like you said, it's just that peace of, I just don't eat that. It's not our normal anymore, so there's not that questioning.
Struggle. There's no struggle. It's just peace.
Yeah, your mind doesn't even have to make the decision of, do I eat that, do I not? Because you just don't.
Yeah, there's no inner chatter. It's just peace.
And enjoyment. And you can still enjoy the meal, just take pieces off. Like I peeled the skin off my chicken. I ate just the tops of the pizza, and that was my protein. Then they had the beautiful salad bar.
But if that doesn't give you peace, that's okay. Stay with your peace.
Yes. I always tell people, like if they ask me, oh, what about this sauce, or what about this, I don't know, there's some packaged cauliflower pizza you can get. That is pretty good. But I always ask them, what does your peace say? Like, what do you feel? Do you have that counting chatter in your head that, oh, if I have this, then X, Y, Z, then it's just too much? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't think, oh, what does this weigh? What would it count as my meal? But afterwards, having that, I don't know, just your peace.
So that's what is so beautiful about eating this way is there's so much peace. There's no struggle. There's no fighting within yourself. There's no searching and striving. And there's no guilt cycle. It's just so peaceful.
Yeah, so if eating the tops of pizza takes your peace away, or if taking the skin off chicken and just eating the chicken takes your peace away, don't do it. It's not worth it. Nothing is worth as much as your peace.
Especially at the beginning. Like, we didn't go out to eat. Well, first I thought we're never going to be able to eat out again. But that's a lie. Mm-hmm. And so we didn't eat out for 2 months when we first started because we were I was grieving food loss.
Same.
We were detoxing. We were getting used to, it was so hard because we were like, we have to have so many vegetables. We can never go out. We can never, we were very strict and very, just to get the automaticity. But once that happened, something clicked and it's like,
This
isn't hard. This is who we are now.
Yeah, it's who we are. It's our identity. there's not the questioning anymore. Now, if there was still that questioning, I probably wouldn't have eaten some of those things, like eating the pizza tops, because I'd have been like, oh, I can't have the crust.
That's why we were a little hesitant to show that part.
But I would want to know.
Yeah.
And another thing Kelly said, which was really funny, was because we went up for a little bit more salad, and she said, you know what? Before, I would have been embarrassed to go up a second time because you think to yourself, oh, there goes that girl up to get food again. But there's no more of that. There's just peace, being like, I'm happy, I'm deliciously free. I'm not thinking about what do I look like when I go up to get a little bit more salad or something. There's not that anymore. So it's just peace. Go with your peace. Stay with that. We're back home. We did it. We survived, and my pants still fit. I know y'all are thinking that right now. My shirt fits. Yay! My head fits. So, all right, girls. What was your favorite restaurant that we went to?
I really liked Who Hot. That was probably my top. The Mexican restaurant, Fajita.
Guadalajara. I stood right
Well,
there.
the Who Hot one, we had so much control over what we were going to eat. I mean, we totally chose everything, the amount, the spices, the sauces, how much. We totally were able to. That was kind of a good thing.
That was.
The very first time we went to the Mexican restaurant, that was totally amazing.
The second time it was interesting because you
Yeah.
said, because we weren't as hungry going to the Mexican restaurant the second time, and you had said that you noticed when we weren't as hungry, it didn't taste as good.
Yeah.
So that's
funny.
really
That
interesting.
was
I think my favorite, I gotta say, was Pita Pit.
Oh, I forgot
That
about
was
Pita Pit.
really
Pita
good.
Pit
That was
was,
good too.
it had hummus.
Yeah.
It was
was
just
really good.
refreshing, and it was a salad. But then probably Who Hot was next, because again, you can control. And I'm a variety person, so like you go back the second time, and you can change it all up completely. Different
Yeah.
sauces, different vegetables. So I liked that.
It was fun going to the grocery store and the deli and buying
That
them.
was really
And
fun.
you know what? I had never done that before. And so it was brand new. I didn't realize. And you did really good though, Natalie.
I've done it like once or twice. It's really fun.
I got a
Yeah.
little, I don't know what to have. I don't know what to have for my protein. But
You had a hard time with protein. Protein is probably my easiest.
They had a huge like cheese section, and then I'm like, well, I could always just get a can of chickpeas or something, and that's
Yeah.
because chickpeas on a salad is really yummy too.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like that kind of stuff.
I
That's
like-
okay.
sweet
Yeah.
chickpeas, like mixing, mashing them up, making like a crust. That's my favorite.
Ooh,
Yeah.
they had hummus too. That's really good on a salad. I use it like as a dressing, and it counts as your
Oh.
protein. I
Okay.
did that when we went on vacation the other time. We got like a salad kit, and then I got my own container of hummus, and that was my protein and fat. That was kind of fun.
that was, yeah.
And it
that
was really
good.
tasty. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely an adventure.
Honestly, I did have some thoughts about that. We were a little bit open range. And we didn't really have before we brought breakfast. And so that's all we had. We each had a container for each day, and that was it. And so we were really, when you go into a restaurant and you order off the menu, you don't know the portion. You don't know exactly what's like in the sauces and the, are they frying it in butter? Are they using, it's pretty open range. And I thought, is this going to really get that all stirred up again?
Awaken the craving monster.
Yes, the Kraken.
Don't awaken the Kraken. We suppress that. Go back.
Yeah.
Well, I remember excuse me, years ago when we would come home for vacation, here we got treats and bad food all
Every
the
day.
time. Like every stop
Every-
we used to make, like every gas station,
Yep.
we'd be like, "Hey, what do we get for a treat?"
Yep.
Like legit every single gas
Because
station.
this is vacation and
Yeah.
we deserve this. This is what vacation is.
Yeah, and so when we'd get home, I'd be like, "Well, I need a treat. I need a treat. I need a treat." All that was stirred up even
Yeah.
more. I mean,
Yeah.
it was always stirred up, but
Yeah.
And so, but I did realize, like, I was looking forward to coming home. I was looking forward to measuring my meals again, and looking forward, like, our supper was just normal, and I really enjoyed it. So that's kind of a good gauge.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
body felt good. Like, I didn't have any heartburn.
Yeah.
The whole week,
The whole time.
I didn't have any, I don't know, all those things that go along with eating bad food. So I feel like
Yeah.
we did really
And
well.
our energy level was so amazing.
I did bring my scale with, but I didn't like bring it to restaurants. I have heard of some people that can do that. I can't. That's too out of my comfort zone. But there were a couple times at the hotel at breakfast, nobody was down there, so I did bring my scale, and then I'm like, nobody's here, so I used it. But the last 2 days, we brought breakfast back up to our room because they were out of bananas. But thankfully, we had bought some berries.
For
Yeah,
me.
that was.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we bought some berries, and I was pleasantly surprised because I'm like, well, I might as well weigh it because it's in my room.
Yeah.
And I had my scale, and I was pleasantly surprised that, I would have taken less berries or less of so-and-so because eyeballing it, I would have thought, that's way too much. You get a lot of berries for
get a
6
lot of
ounces.
berries,
You can
yes.
hear her, I think it was yesterday, you could hear her in the back go, what? We can have more berries? I'm like,
Because
yes,
you
I'm
measured,
weighing it.
and I
Yeah.
went real little because I didn't measure. And then when you measure, I'm like, we get that many? Oh, okay, this was really amazing for me. We spent so much more time doing things than thinking about food. And food wasn't like this really important, and it wasn't part of the memories. It wasn't like food was the entertainment, the attraction, the affection, the emotional thing, I felt so clear-minded. I was there in the moment with my girls, experiencing and making memories, and I wasn't thinking about the next meal, what we were going to have. And before, I am so shocked how much thoughts
Oh my
and
gosh, yes.
how much of us it took.
Yeah.
And I liked it because we kept food in its proper place.
Yeah.
We weren't having food for it was fun. It was kind of a fun treasure hunt, to find these foods. But it wasn't like, I can't wait to get my fix. I can't wait to get my treat.
Yeah.
We were keeping it in its proper place where it's just food, guys. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not
food.
life.
My whole thing was I was just excited to find something really healthy so I could vlog it with you to show
Yeah, that
you.
was fun.
That was I like things with a mission. It's kind of like I think of the kid who colors a picture and then you're like, now what? But if you have a
Yes.
purpose,
Yes.
then you're
Gonna
like,
send it to grandma.
yeah, I'm gonna
You're
draw
gonna give it
this.
to- yes.
Yes, so that was kind of my whole, it made it even more exciting sharing it with all of you. Otherwise, I'd be like, let's eat this and move on with life, you know?
Yeah.
And there's so much peace of mind that we're not on this slow slope going back into our old ways. We are going back to normal. So say we had too much of something, had too much protein, had too much, we don't know what was in the sauce, you don't know, you can't control everything, but there's so much peace of mind knowing, we're just going to go back to normal, and this is life now, and there's peace that we're not going to go back. I remember so clearly coming back from vacation and just having this whole low because our treat time was over. Or, we'd try to do, oh my gosh, we ate so bad on vacation, now we got to try a new diet. Oh, but
Yeah.
we're free from that. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah. And it was normal that you would gain all this weight on
Oh
vacation.
my gosh.
It was just, you just kind of expected it. Oh, yeah, we're going to. You know what? When we used to go on vacation, I used to go to the dollar store when my kids were young. And we would have 2 or 3 boxes full of junk food. Actually, our very first time that we went on vacation, we were trying to eat healthy. We had 1 box of all the junk food just in case we couldn't make it. And then we had a box of healthy food that we thought was healthy, And
And I felt like you guys did pretty good because the old days before this new way of eating, where I would constantly be struggling with them, no, come on, we need a treat, we deserve it. I was the one that was always talking them into stuff, and they were always like, no, you're fine.
Wait till
That was
Friday.
me.
Wait
I
till
was
Friday
out
or
of
wait till the weekend.
control.
Yep. And I noticed, like, because before I remember when we would do that, I would be bloated. I would be, just be honest, I'd be constipated. I would have heartburn. I would have so many stomach aches, migraines, all this stuff. But this time, none of that. Like, I eat, like, too much salt or something. I can feel it in my hands. Especially, like, if you clench them, you're like, oh, yeah, we had way too much salt. Not one time. Not once.
We walked freer, easier. We went up a tower in Sioux Falls, and I think it was 7 floors, 7
put a
flights
picture.
of stairs. We only had 10 minutes, and so we didn't, because they were closing, and the lady was closing. And so she said, you can go up, but you got to go really fast. So we couldn't wait for the elevator. It wouldn't come. And so we took the flights of stairs, and we went up really fast. And at one point, I thought, oh, my gosh. And then I hit my second wind. And I thought, whoa, I don't think I could have done this before.
I remember, like, just before all these things are coming back to me now, I would have, like, a headache every day. When we would start out on vacation, we would get out and start doing something, because that was my time of drinking soda, full of caffeine, full of sugar, and then I would try, I'm only having one, and then the next day, if I didn't have it, I would have a headache.
Kelly, you used to bring a bottle of Tums.
Yeah.
And she would have one out of the bottle by her bed
Every night.
every night.
It was on her headboard. She would always just have one there because
every night.
Heartburn every night.
Yeah.
Or I could only lay on a certain side because of heartburn and nothing.
Yeah.
This is worth it.
it's not food that's your, like, treat anymore.
Yeah.
You get to really enjoy life and treat yourself with life instead, and, like, memories and doing things. That was my treat. Like, if I'm thinking back on this whole weekend, like, my favorite things, not even in the top 10 would have been food. Yeah. My favorite things were, we saw this, or we did that, or I found this at the thrift store.
So we thought, okay, let's do the tour at Terry Redlin. He is such a great artist and everything. So we went in there, and I think it's 3 or 4 floors. So we thought, well, let's hit the movie. We're really good at movies, and we really like the history, so we saw the movie. So then we went in the elevator, and we thought, okay, let's start at the top floor. We'll go down. And so the elevator opens, and then here's all the rooms of the paintings, and we peeked out. We go, okay,
Next floor.
close the door. We went to the next floor, and then Natalie stepped out like 2 steps. She goes, it's paintings.
They look the same. Next floor.
I literally laughed so hard. And I mean, we just had those moments all the time.
I literally walked in, like, rooms, and I'm like, art. And then I would walk out. I'm sorry. They were beautiful, but...
Then we went to the Opera House, and we were going to have lunch at the restaurant, and we had a long wait to be seated. So I go, come on, let's go up the steps. We didn't even know if we could go up there. And so we go up, and we had to go up another flight, and then we went into this one room. Natalie got it all on film.
Yeah.
Did you show it already?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah. And we went in all these rooms. We thought, we're probably on camera. We go into the opera room. We didn't even turn on any lights. It was just enough light that you could just kind of see, and we had to...
I think that was more fun than just
was
a normal
really
tour.
fun.
It was.
And you know what? We
That was
weren't
my
sitting
favorite.
there waiting to eat and anxious and concerned about we need to get our table, blah, blah, blah. We were running out all over the place, going in doorways.
That was
Even
so
made a
fun.
memory when I bought those nice sugary drinks for us by accident. But, still strong.
It shocked me when
Yeah.
I took that first sip.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
No.
I thought,
It was
whoa,
weird after
this
taste.
is sugar. This is poison to me. Like, it didn't even taste good.
No.
Like, I could have eaten, like, if it was a piece of fruit, I would have been like, oh, yes, this is so yummy. But I'm like, ooh, no, what?
No.
Ew, that is just too sugar. I
Yeah.
didn't know that my body would be like, oh, no, that's fake.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's not
Even
worth
our
it.
boys will say they'll have a little bite of a dessert or maybe a cookie, and they'll say, you know what? It didn't even taste good. That's pretty exciting.
So,
Don't get
Yeah.
those drinks anymore.
No, and through that we found a good new drink, unsweetened, and it's
Yes.
delicious.
It was a fun adventure.
It really was.
It was fun bringing you all with.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad to be home.
Yeah.
To come home to a dinner, weighed and delicious.
Yep.
And yeah, it was satisfying. And I'm ready to just get back to cooking food again. That's so exciting. We'll be back. We'll have to, do some more little adventures here and there.
Yeah.
All right.
Fun.
It's good to be back home to weigh your food and have it perfectly. Got a new little maker thing that makes cups. Made an egg cup waffle thing in it. Perfect.